What's up, tricksters? My name is Charlatan, and today I'm going to explain you how did I reach Diamond, Immortal and Valorant Ranked SoloQ in Valorant Closed Beta. I didn't play a single full stack game with 5 premates, yet I've managed to reach the highest ranks of this game alone. The road wasn't easy because the current ranking system isn't really fair, to be honest. Ranking up or ranking down is extremely random and it favors people that are playing in groups, and I really hope that in future they will separate the solo duo queue from the dynamic queue. Also, European servers have kinda a problem with communication because Russians are unable to use in-game voice chat comms, which makes game like 5 times harder when you're playing against full stack opponents. Beside the fact that I've played like FPS games for a very long time and I have a lot of esports experience and knowledge, I incorporated a lot of Valorant in-game mechanics, tips, tricks and behind the scene tactics so that I can always be at the top level of my personal games. This is an in-depth guide made out of 3 parts on how did I reach these ranks, but also how you can rank up easier and faster in Valorant, especially in the lower ranks like Iron, Bronze, Silver and Gold. You will get out of these ranks instantly. Now it's the time to help you rank up in Valorant, and let's jump straight into the action. First tactic that I've used is that I always try to stay tilt-proof and communicate with my teammates. No matter how toxic my teammates were, if they were speaking or not, I always try to remain positive and calm. I've made several guides on my channel how to stay calm, how to stay positive and tilt-proof, so you can watch these ones later on. If my teammates were trolling me or they simply didn't want to work with me, I tried to use them as a bait as much as possible to win the game solo with my personal skill. There is nothing you can do to make somebody less toxic or to make them listen to you or to make them a team player in just 30 minutes. If they are not willing to cooperate or they are only being toxic, mute them. Use them as the bait to get useful information on enemies' position or to make enemies use a certain abilities on them, which will make your job easier. But still, give them information about the potential enemy's position and strategies so that your teammates can know your overall game plan. It is always better to follow some kind of a plan than to have no plan at all. Plus, your teammates might be a hidden Scream, hidden Defran, hidden Charlatan. Maybe your teammates are actually good, so put some trust in your teammates, but if they are toxic and if you cannot communicate with them, just mute them and use them as a bait-a-roni to get some useful information for yourself. Which leads us to the second tactic that I've used. You need to take leadership role when you're playing solo queue if nobody else wants to. I've always tried to position my teammates on defending side depending on which agent they were using and how can I use that to my team's advantage. I will explain in-depth logic behind my strategies and tactics in the second part of this rank up series. When we were attacking, I always tried to attack the bomb site and enemies that seemed like easier targets, like they seemed a bit lower rank, they were nooberinos, they didn't play quite good that game, so I always target those bomb sites and those enemies. You need to become fearless, you need to get some balls to step up for your team, leave your ego outside of the game and fight until the very end. The game isn't over until that round win counter hits number 13, so always give your best. Stop being a follower, stop being a pussy and become a leader that your team needs. If you die in a video game, you don't die in real life, and if you lose a game, it's just one lost game out of a million games that you will play. One game, one rank, one tournament, one achievement doesn't define you as a player. Your overall game knowledge, skill, game sense and team play will decide whether you are a professional or amateur player. So try to abuse the enemy's team weakness in team composition or overall skill and use your team in the best way you possibly can. The third tactic that I've used is never play ranked games if you don't feel like giving your 110 plus ultra %. If you feel bad, if you don't feel motivated, if you feel tired, if you feel like shit, something bad happened in your life that day, trust me, ranked games competition, frustration and sweating won't help you feel better whatsoever. If you lose those ranked games, you will feel even worse and fall into depression, suicidal thoughts and even worse state than before. If you base your whole life, your main dose of dopamine, around video games, you will enter the hell hole, which will lead into the serious problems in your life. I usually play around 6 ranked games per day, and I split those 6 games into 2 gaming sessions. I play 3 ranked games at the morning after breakfast, and I play 3 ranked games at night after the gym. In between, I edit videos, I sleep, I eat, I talk with you guys, I talk with my friends, work out, play music, spend time in custom servers practicing aim, abilities, team play, communication, and I live my life. Quality always beats quantity. If you are not feeling good that day, play some unranked matches, practice your aim, practice the agent abilities, watch some YouTube tips, tricks, guides, tutorials, watch Charlatan, but stay away from the ranked games that day. Especially if you rank down, you're going to fall into the losing streak and you won't accomplish anything. Ranked games will always be the place of toxicity and the hard competition, but it is the main way to prove your skill in Valorant. But how can you prove your skill if you're not performing at your highest levels? The fourth tactic that I've used is you need to be a bit selfish when picking agents in Valorant. You want to main 1 solo queue carry agent, 2 off picks for different maps and 1 support agent if your team doesn't want to play supports. If you're grinding ranked solo queue, you want to pick 1 carry agent as your main agent. That can be Omen, Jett, Phoenix, Raze or Breach at the moment. These agents are extremely good for solo queue carry and they don't rely on their team compositions. Your 2 off picks can be any other 2 agents in the roster, and your 1 support agent at the moment I would recommend to be Sage because she is generally very useful and OP. My main solo queue agent for carrying was Raze and I used her whenever I could insta-lock her. My 2 off picks were Brimstone and Jett. I used Jett sometimes on Haven and Brimstone on Split and Bind instead of Raze. And if my teammates didn't want to play any supports, I picked Sage, because she was a mandatory pick in closed beta. My main advice is that you should learn and stick to only 2 agents. Master those 2 agents and you will reach higher ranks. Unfortunately, my first agent was Cypher, but I never really understood how to solo carry my team with his kit, so I made a transition to Raze, Jett and Brimstone, and I added the Sage in my roster, even though I'm a 200 IQ big brain clutch minister in Valorant, and Cypher really complements my team play and in-game leading role. I couldn't play him, I couldn't carry my team with Cypher. I just didn't feel that I have enough firepower and agility to enter the bomb sites when my teammates are not willing to cooperate and to entry frag with me. So my main advice is to stick to less than 5 agents, don't play more than 5 agents, that's just madness. Master 2 agents, use 2 agents as an off picks for different maps, and use 1 support agent if your team doesn't want to play any supports. And as a 5th tactic that I've used to reach the highest ranks of Valorant, I always try to use different strategies depending on which map I've played and which agent. I had different strategies on all maps on both the defending and attacking side, and you always want to switch those tactics and surprise your enemies. In 95% of my ranked games in Valorant, I took the IGL role, the in-game leadership role, and I tried to lead my team to victory. In the second part of this series, I'm going to show you in depth what did I do on Haven, Bind and Split with my main agents. How, when and why did I pick them, and how did I manage to win games no matter if my teammates were playing with me or being toxic and bad. In the third part of this series, I'm going to give you extra 5 professional tips which you can use to rank up faster in Valorant and to reach your desired rank. On what things you should focus, what to do, what to learn, and much more useful information coming your way, my dear friends. So if you don't want to miss any of these videos, hit that subscribe, turn on those goddamn notifications and spank that bell icon so you don't miss any new content from me, myself, Charlatano. Leave a like on this video, leave a comment down below. What do you want to see from me in the next videos or live streams or whatever. Like, what do you want to see? Tell me, speak to me, baby, speak to me. This mask looks amazing, to be honest, and we are off to the brand new start of this channel. In the meantime, you can also share this video and spread the word about this channel with everyone you know. Maybe your grandpa or grandma wants to become professional Valorant player. Who knows? Like, ask them. In the description you have other social media where you can follow me for some future live streams and announcements. Very soon we will be moving our live streams officially and only on Twitch. We are getting partnered, my dear friends. And you can also join my official Discord server. I want to keep in touch with all of you, my dear friends. I'm yours, one and only, Warden of the Valorant community. Thank you for watching, and cut!